Hi, Michaela.
Hi, Steve.
Well, today we have a very interesting topic in mind. And just in recent episodes, we've talked a bit about routine. Particularly, we had questions about your morning routine. And it's a whole genre of morning routines out there, right? Influencers sharing their morning routines. And sometimes these routines are rather fictional. I'd like to think our discussions have been a little bit more grounded in reality and what it is you're actually doing. But nonetheless, one of the objections to such routines can be, well, where do you find the time? I don't have the time. And it's true that people have different time available, different commitments, etc. It's not always so easy to establish some sort of morning routine that one can stick to regularly, especially an extensive one. But I've been surprised in my own work and in our work together and our discussions how much time is, should we say, leaked in various activities. You could call it distraction or getting sucked into things. Social media is one of the number one culprits that people always talk about. But there are other things too. And I know you have had a practice for some time now of tracking your time to see exactly where do you spend your minutes. And that as a way of identifying leaks of time. And the problem, I think, with leaks of time or leaking time is that you can't it's time that's neither spent in work nor in restoration and relaxing. It's kind of unconscious time that slips away from you and can actually steal time from what we'd like to be doing, whether that's work, whether that's leisure practices, restoration, or indeed relationships. I know you've investigated this theme quite extensively, both personally and professionally, so I'd be very curious about your thoughts on this. Do you relate to this idea of leaking time? Is that how you think of it?
Yeah, I do. And, it's kind of interesting because for me, there's two different things that are happening when you ask this question. And this has come up both in some of the recent podcasts we've done, as well as in some questions people had on on a little trailer for the morning routine. And the questions were around, when do you have, with this kind of schedule, when do you have time for relationship? How do you have time to actually spend time with a partner when there's so much going on in life? So people have asked me that, and they've also asked for themselves. And so that's really one of the areas where I started looking at how can we support couples in spending better quality time together, and how can you work with time and distractions in the context of having a more, erotically charged relationship. And in one of our podcasts, we've been talking about date night discipline, right? Where one of the things I talked about was actually putting your phone away and actually giving your partner attention. And that is one of the things that when we teach, right, when we teach live workshops, we always have to start out with not being able to even have the attention span to give to a partner. So I want to start there, but I also want to go to how do you work with that personally? Because to me, they come from the same place. And the place where it all starts is having attentional skill, meaning being able to actually give your partner attention. And that has always been a focus of our teaching. And there's whole practices and exercises we teach where we teach people how to be with each other without being distracted, without looking away or thinking about the next meal or looking at the neighbor or things like that. And that has to be practiced because it's something that is a bodily skill. It's a matter of not only concentration, but also the capacity to stay with another human in a relational setting. And then that same attentional skill, of course, is useful for one's life, right? Getting things done, and also for not getting distracted by what you called time leaks or, attention leaks. And so that to me fits together. So in certain way, having routines and being able to apply oneself without getting distracted is a practice for when you want to be in relationship with someone and you want to apply yourself to that relationship without getting distracted. And it's very highly unlikely in, let's say, ongoing relationship. It's different when it's new and it's all new and shiny and exciting. But in ongoing relationship, if you don't have a discipline or a practice or a skill of being able to stay with a partner, to stay with a conversation, to stay with an activity without getting distracted, you're going to have a very hard time building an actual depth of intimacy. So to me, it goes both ways. You can use your daily routine and really looking at where do you leak time, where do you get distracted, where does your time go that isn't spent in a quality way, right? Either in furthering your goals or just laying around and resting or being with a partner in a meaningful way. So